Hey, my name's Mark. I'm from Flipp. I work on the developer tools there, and today I'm going to tell you what washing dishes taught me about scaling an engineering department. But first, I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about my daughter. You'll see her soon. There she is. Her name's Abigail. She's 8 months old. And since becoming a dad, I think a lot about how I want to raise her and the lessons I want to pass on. And that's made me think about my own parents. My mom, my dad, there they are. One thing you should know about my dad is he is a huge clean freak. When we were growing up, nothing would drive him more crazy than dirty dishes in the kitchen sink. He hated this, but he had a really clever way of making my sister and I clean these dishes. He wouldn't use rewards, he wouldn't use punishments. He would make it easy to do the right thing. That meant making sure the dish rack was empty, that there was dish soap, that there was always a scrubber. And because he made it easy to clean, we just cleaned most of the time. But what does this have to do with DevOps or Flipp? Flipp doesn't have a dirty dishes problem. Flipp had a DevOps problem. We had hundreds of developers, but only a single sysadmin team that was responsible for all our resource provisioning and all our deployments. Flipp also had a monolith problem. We had these large, complex code bases that were hard to understand, hard to test, risky to deploy. And we knew that for Flipp to continue moving fast, as we scaled the headcount, we would have to clean this up. But what did clean mean? What kind of architecture did Flipp need in order to continue moving fast and scaling? We gave this a lot of thought, and we decided that maybe clean should look something like this. It should look like small, simple services that can be deployed by developers connected with Kafka, event-driven microservices, and DevOps. This is what we wanted. But how do you migrate away from 7 years of legacy and bad habits? There's a traditional approach of just telling people what to do, but this usually never works. But then what's the alternative? Could there be a different approach here? Could something like my dad's approach work? Could we just make it easy to do the right thing? And in our case, could we give devs a choice? Maybe we let them continue working on risky monoliths, or we let them try something different, let them try something new. In our case, we could let them try Prime Radiant, a self-serve dashboard we built at Flipp that makes it easy to create and operate microservices. The key here is we don't make anyone use it. We just put it out there and see what happens. And what happened was, after we launched this, we saw 170 new microservices come up in the 12 months after. Devs chose to use microservices instead of working on monoliths. And after we saw how this took off, we thought to ourselves, why don't we do the same thing for Kafka? Why don't we give devs another choice? They can work with sysadmins to provision a data store whenever they wanted, or they use Prime Radiant to create a Kafka topic, really whenever they wanted. So we launched this, and that's when we saw a huge uptake in Kafka. We saw over 200 topics created shortly after with ACLs, access control lists, and Avro schemas. We were now doing things the easy way and the right way. But we weren't done yet. We thought for teams to be fully DevOps, they shouldn't rely on IT support for provisioning control whenever someone joined or left their team. They should do this on their own. So that's when we decided to build our own role-based access control system that allowed team leads to manage who can deploy, operate, and develop on the systems they owned. And now we have over 15 self-managed teams at Flipp. And that was it. That was Prime Radiant. And when we launched, things still weren't perfect, but we were moving faster than we were before because we made it easy to do the right thing. And for the record, the right thing here, it wasn't microservices, it wasn't Prime Radiant, it wasn't Kafka. The right thing for us was we empowered others and made it easy for everyone to help. Because whether it's event-driven microservices, or washing dishes, or getting to the NBA Finals, or whatever transformation you want your organization to achieve, just remember what my dad did about those dishes. Make it easy to do the right thing, and that the right thing is to make it easy for yourself and for others. My name's Mark. That's my talk. Thank you.